you for everyone who bed with us through a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're live now.
And Alex, you've literally got off the slopes just this second.
Yeah, it's definitely not blasting heat all through my house right now. It kind of feel a little bit like I'm in the fire behind me, but that's all right. Let's do it. You got to commit to the costume.
That's it. So it's like Alex has just come off the slopes, and I've kind of just come out of the sauna or something after a heavy day skiing. Although, like, we're getting into summer here, so soon we'll have to switch to our beach fire.
Yeah.
For the next fireside chat.
The next fireside one is the camping fire. I think we've got that one lined up.
That's it. So this is our first live internal IOEN AMA, right? So this is our first live one. Well done, Alex and Haley, for getting this all put together. This is great.
Yeah, it feels good to be the first one on the live stream. It's nice to represent ION and Redgrid.
Fantastic, man. So look, we're going to chat through in the next sort of 15, 20 minutes or so, kind of something that hasn't really been covered in energy very much, which is NFTs and the metaverse for energy and how we think this could be evolving and emerging. And Alex, you're our resident NFT expert here at ION. So we're really excited to have this conversation and see what we can actually learn around what can NFTs look like in energy, what can it look like as a way to engage people, where it's going in the future. So, So Alex, tell me like a little bit about why NFTs is important, do you think?
Yeah. So before I do that, there's something that I learned from two of our advisors, Jeff and Mark, and that is always call out the important thing at the beginning. So
let's do that. Oh yeah, there is an important thing.
There are two important things. So we'll go to the important announcement, and then the call to action I just want to give everyone is hang around till the end, because I've got something super special that's only for people on this live stream that I'm pretty excited to announce. So start with the big ION announcement, and then we've got something just for the people watching this.
Brilliant. Okay, so the big ION announcement, you may have seen this on our Twitter and on our Medium today, but we have our date for the IDO, and we are launching, drumroll, on the 8th of October on TrustSwap. So our fantastic partners at TrustSwap have put out their Medium article. If you go to our website, if you go to TrustSwap's Medium article, you're going to see everything that's about the IDO, where you need to be, how you need to participate, all the things you can do. So huge milestone moment today to announce that here is the IDO. It's opening on the 8th. Please go to TrustSwap and they will help guide you through the entire thing. It's massive. It's happening. It's happening really soon, in just over a week's time, which is radical. And I'm very happy about it. It's very cool.
We can't tell you how excited we are about this, because this has been honestly like 4 years in the making. And it's one thing, you always know that this is kind of where the train was heading, but it's one thing to like have an idea about it and write white papers and create early technology, but to actually launch it and for that to be so close is pretty exciting. So it's awesome to have a date and get it out there. But yeah, let's jump into it. Like a massive question we keep getting from everyone in the community is like, are you guys thinking about NFTs? Like, what about NFTs? And we call out like what we're building the metaverse for energy, because it kind of all encompasses DeFi, encompasses all the aspects of blockchain and crypto technology. And it really is this true metaverse. But NFTs are a part of that metaverse. And so like for anyone that doesn't really know what an NFT is, like the simplest explanation I can give is a lot of people see a JPEG of a frog and they go, oh, that's an NFT. Like, how's that going to fit in an energy world? But all an NFT is a certificate that something is unique and authentic, and it's tradable through the blockchain. And if you start there, you can kind of extrapolate out all these amazing use cases. Like we've already seen there are people putting NFTs onto diamonds to prove that they're not blood diamonds. There are people using it in both real world and digital art. Before NFTs were even a thing, we already saw it with places like Fortnite selling skins to individuals. But the reason that wasn't an NFT is because you could only hold it in that little world. What's amazing about NFTs is you as the individual can own it. You can take that capability with you. And I think what excites me most, if we're just talking about a macro NFT scale in the short term, is this idea about what NFTs can do to bring together communities. And so like we've already seen a lot of really cool examples of like Gary Vaynerchuk's V Friends, where he sells an NFT, and which is effectively a membership to this little community. And although Gary's a big part of it, it's more like-minded people who decided we're going to buy into this together and stand side by side with people who are interested in the same things we're interested in and champion causes together. And then you get this momentum that like bleeds out every time they do something, and it's all community driven. And I think you'd say the same, Adam, about kind of like how we've taken everything from day one. It's always been the community first and kind of extrapolating outwards.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like that example because it's about making people feel special because they're part of something unique as well, and that they have a unique role to play. It's like I love NFTs in that sense because it's sort of saying, you know, everyone's got their unique talent. Like, so, and it's just sort of saying, hey, cool, I've got my unique talent and I just love this little piece of art. And it's like, that's just mine. That's just that can't, it's not gonna be anyone else's as long as I hold on to that NFT. And it's like having old baseball cards or stickers, you know, like the official versions of these things. You kind of end up with, you know, you can build your own personality and your own brand and the own way you kind of represent yourself through the things you love. And that's really cool, but it makes you part of that community, as you said. And I really think that's why, yeah, there's been a massive blast of NFTs. There's lots of different stuff happening. It will evolve into something that's far more meaningful and sophisticated for the long term. And I think the fact, as you said, that it can go across these different worlds because it's on the blockchain and it can mean so many different things to different people. Everyone can find their niche and find their thing that they love. And I love that. That's fantastic.
I like what you were saying about like people can almost bring like their little skill set to the metaverse effectively. Because what's really cool is the idea is that like if I'm an app builder and I really like VFriends, there's nothing stopping me going, all right, I really like that community. I'm going to build an app where only people who have like one of those get these special benefits in my game. And you can take that with you. And then you get someone else who has an Instagram page and says, I'm going to do exclusive content like a Patreon for people who are a part of my community. And everyone's almost like, it's almost like the digital version of what like feudal towns would have been like, where everyone's got their role in the town to make it work, and they all work together. And they build this thing that's really epic. So like, and that's really what a metaverse is. Like, it's not one company going, oh, we're going to make this and then we're going to release this. It's about people going, oh, I really see what you were doing there. Let me make it my own and take it and do something else with it. And it's like, you even hear Vitalik talk about this. Like, he never saw this as an extension of what he built with Ethereum. And now look at where we are.
Totally. And that's exactly a lovely way of putting it. Like, you got this, everyone can build their own certain thing on it. And that's why, I mean, I think for us at IOEN, like, people are like, you guys do energy. Why the hell are you talking about NFTs and the metaverse? Like, because it's much bigger than that. And that we have to, for so long, we've had energy that's monopolized, that's very sort of centralized, and we're pushing this decentralization. And there's going to be these emerging economies that exist locally. We have to have an open source platform where people can build up those parts of those economies that they think are important to them, like to them, just them. And that will be very different to someone in one country compared to another. And how cool would it be to have a bunch of NFTs that people can represent themselves in that ecosystem? And we don't know what that's going to be. It could be anything, but it will be really exciting to see.
Yeah. That's kind of like one of the cool distinctions between ION and RedGrid. Like, for some people that are wondering, we get that question a lot, like, what's the difference? Well, RedGrid builds very specific tech for very specific use cases, but ION is almost like the toolkit for other people to go and build their own technology that makes an impact, that's relevant to their community, that we'll never personally be a part of. It's the building blocks so that they can go and create their own energy applications and their own virtual microgrids and energy little metaverses as well.
Beautiful. I love it. So Alex, you're really passionate about NFTs, and for everyone out there, Alex gives us the masterclass on this every so often. It's very, very cool. But why did you get into it? What got you into it in the first place?
You know what's really funny is that what got me into it in the first place, and I kind of ignored it when it first happened, was our mutual friend PK. He came to me and he said, Alex, like, you got to see this thing. You can get 2 cats and you can like mate them together and you can get another cat. How cool is that? And it's a token. And I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, but like, maybe we can focus on saving the world and then we'll get to that one day. But what I didn't realize at the time was, no, this is like a new like abstraction level of what you can do with this technology, and that it can be applied to all the same things that we love and what we're doing at ION. And so I started to really like, obviously it's blown up in a big way this year, but what gets me more excited is all these fringe use cases you see popping up of people going, okay, this isn't just a collectible play. This isn't just an art play. How could we use this as a way to like increase the engagement and experience that we have with everyday life? Like I was saying to, I've got this Melbourne scarf on. I'm a bit of an armchair Melbourne supporter, and my friends would laugh at me if they saw me wearing this. But I was saying to another.
You mean the Melbourne Aussie Rules football team, right?
Yeah, that just won the premiership. Yeah. And,
after how many years?
A lot, and I would know because I'm the armchair supporter. Right? And I was saying to them, like,
picked the right time.
What's cool is that, like, I was saying to a deep fan that, like, it's awesome that imagine if your ticket was an NFT, and because you owned that ticket still and it was in your wallet, now that Melbourne has won the premiership, you as a long-term supporter, you get this unique profile picture, this unique like way to represent yourself to the world, to show that you're not a bandwagoner like me. You're one of the people that were there from day one. You've bled through all the bad years. Now look at you getting to enjoy that. And I think things like that, those little ways that we can like create communities and engagement around NFTs are massive. Like, so a couple energy ones that I'm going to rapid fire before I get to a surprise that I want to share is clean crypto mining. We think of Bitcoins as fungible, but Bitcoin that has been mined with clean energy is actually more valuable to a lot of companies that want to invest in Bitcoin, but can't because of their corporate social responsibility. And like, we think of money as fungible, but imagine if Michael Jordan signed my $20 note and he didn't sign yours. Although we could both go to the shop and spend it, everyone would want mine more than yours. And suddenly they're not fungible. Mine's more valuable. We can apply that same concept to Bitcoin by mining it in a clean way and proving it and tracking that throughout the internet.
And funnily enough, we've actually running that use case right now. We've got the technology to do it today, right?
Yeah. Simon's doing this right now. This is right in the roadmap of what we're doing, and we're really excited to release this. The one other cool one that I really like the idea of is you can kind of combine technology and art by, we're already giving devices and identities on the blockchain. You can actually kind of make that so much more engaging by giving those devices those character identities we've already seen, giving them a personality, making people feel more connected to clean energy, because it's an old boring thing, energy. And so, but when people feel that they're a part of a story, a part of a bigger thing, and it's got characters to it, that's how you get people on board.
I love it.
And so the surprise I want to get to, because I know we've got to wrap soon. Sorry for the delay to everyone, but one thing that Adam doesn't even know about is we're actually going to be releasing our first public ION NFTs, and to kind of pull together the use case of what to articulate everything that we've discussed. What that NFT is called that's called Thank You, and that's to you guys. And so what we're doing is we're going to be minting a token for every person that has watched this live stream up until the point that we end it. And if you're someone who's stuck around, you're the only one who knows about this. We're not going to promote the fact that we're doing this. You can get in and go and get it yourself. And this will be the first ever ION token. And there's no use cases planned just yet or anything crazy. But what's really cool is we will always know that you are one of our early supporters. And as we come out with cool little bits and pieces, cool bits of information, tokens, I don't mean like ION tokens, like other NFTs that we want to airdrop, or just cool ways that we can engage you in our community. We now have almost like a bat signal for you. And we're not going to take any profit off it. We're just going to put it up for the cost of gas that it takes us to make. And we hope that you want to join us and be one of our early supporters, and that we can follow you wherever you go.
I love it, Alex. That's awesome. I didn't know about that. And it's a wicked initiative, because the whole point is it's about being on the journey together. And, every company and everything in the world, anything that's ever happened and built started off really small with a few people talking about an idea. And then a few people came around and said, yeah, we want to support this. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And this little thing right now, that little NFT is just a little bit of a tip of the cap and a thank you to be like, hey, thanks for being there. Like, and we've already got, like, when we developed Red Grid, we got all these amazing investors that are coming with us, and they're coming with us on the journey for ION as well. Because they want to be part of it. I think it's an amazing initiative. Nice one, Alex. I love it.
Yeah, but I thought you'd like that surprise, because the way I see it is, if someone's watching the live stream right now, you're one of our true supporters. So we want you to be the only one to know about it. You can get in and get it if you feel like, or not if you don't. And then also, whoever leaves the best comment will make it the description of the NFT. So I'll add the NFT when it's ready to the description notes. We're going to mint it on Rarible. It'll be super easy. I'll probably get it done in the next hour or so.
Awesome. Love it. Cool. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm not going to tell you who our next guest is on the AMA, but it's pretty exciting. It's a pretty influential character who has helped us since the very, very, very beginning of this. And yeah, I'm really excited about what that next interview is going to be. So Alex, thank you so much, man, for being here, for getting off the slopes. Alex, you're a legend.
To take the hot stuff off. See you guys next time.